for the Denman Devils is Dan Ellis, the fullback. On the wings, Mick McMorrow and Logan Ellis. The centres, Reinhard Ladigan and Adam Hamilton. Jacob Ellis and Luke Rees in the halves. Isaac McCormick is in the front row with Andrew Pritchard. Adam Gretsch, hooker. Tommy Mann, Zach Webb in the second row. Brady Benkovic is the lock. Jackson Ball is one person on the bench that we know. We've just been told that Jack Mann is also on the bench. So
he's from the under 18s.
18s, is he? Yeah, he is too.
That's a big step up.
And we've got the
Singleton boys, Brendan Chalker out the back with the one, Morgan Amity and Bailey Schultz. They'll take up the wings. Will Milnehouse is going to move into the centres there, boys. A bit of a change with Cody Argent. Nick Cox, Jake Smith in the halves. Zach Simon, Luke Gardner in the front row with Tommy Johnson. Ethan Edwards and Jake Willis will be the back rows, and Dale Watson will round out the scrum. Tim Lane, Carl Gilmore, Matty Brock and Mark Fogarty will finish off the Singleton team on the bench there, boys. So,
and of course Tim Lane making his first grade debut today.
First grade debut off the bench. We'll see how he goes, mate. Played some good football last week apparently, so we'll see whether he's got the muscle against Denman today.
Interesting, boys, is we've just worked out that it's not Hayes, but if we've got the camera on there, young Benny's got the camera going, it's probably not showing up as bad as it is, because fair income, visually it's hard to see.
It's going to be tough out there for them, boys. It's going to be cool night here.
Yep.
Bit of that smoke flowing around. Well, of course, we're not running down here up here at Denman anymore, so that's a different, never an advantage anymore. So
they got played out here.
Flat track. Well,
I did.
You always used to kick towards the black tree down the bottom there, didn't you? Because that's where
Absolutely.
the ball rolled forever and ever and ever. This is a brand new facility here on a flat track. But boys, it's going to be tough out there for them with this cold air, Benko. It's going to slow a few big boys down.
It'll be interesting to see who dominates the kicking game, Matty. That could be a telling factor.
0 wins, so there's no advantage,
absolutely. The kicking game will be very, very important. Last week, Gretchy jumped out from dummy half, and his kicking game was very good.
As they take the field right now.
Yeah, and for Singo, you'd imagine Tommy Johnson and Jakey Smith will have that role as well.
Now, I said to you guys before we took to air that I believe this will play in Denman's favour, having the reserves not coming straight out of reserve grade with that extra bit of time.
Definitely.
They looked more physical, and I think it visually dominant in the warm-up there later in that second part when the ambulance was here. Singleton, of course, a lot of exclusions for their side. That's got
Andrew Bashman. Did you come back with the word?
Andrew Bashman, yes.
And who's 16 then?
One job we've given them, Benko, on the bench. They've socialised with every young lady in the whole paddock.
What would you expect? Anything less, Matty?
Anything less from the I tell you what, a duo.
Both teams have been out there for some pre-workouts, Matty, and both teams are really raring to go out there. Very important game. If we get it serious for a second, a very important game, and whoever wins this will go to third in the ladder, and in a very tough competition with two teams above him in Aberdeen and Scone.
Absolutely, mate.
Got anything on the bench yet? No,
mate, not yet.
Bailey Taylor, and he's got nothing.
Big one for Singleton too, Benko. They've had a few fairly significant losses. What you call a depleted side, but certainly still taking it out there and want to take it to the line.
Yeah.
But an important one for the club for that that go forward, that bit of resilience to I think there's plenty of resilience in the Singleton club. Don't get me wrong, but it's tough being on the back of 2 or 3 good highs, and certainly last weekend against Scone, that was a lesson in football. They're on the back end of one there, so look, they're looking to turn that around.
Well, it's funny you say that, Matty, because both teams here today, Denman and the Savo, Denman and Singleton, they've suffered some big losses.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. It'll be a good matchup.
We've got Scone at the other end of the scale, who's averaging 40 points a game.
40 points is not a problem for him.
No.
It was suggested to us, and we spoke about it earlier, about some type of uniform for us for on the couch and in our commentary team.
Mankinis?
Well, no. You don't know anyone in country rugby league. It was suggested that we get some country rugby league gear. They should be helping us out at grassroots.
Potentially, mate. I could probably ring someone there and maybe get a good contact of mine, a good friend of mine up in Tamworth that runs the regional area. I'm sure. I know it is. You'd have to write it down for me. I'm just not going to say
Kick-off, boys. How dark has it got here? And there's the kick-off there, and the ball goes straight to Zachy Simon's first run back. Straight off the kick-off. Good kick-off. Nice and deep there from Adam Hamilton. He gets out to about 15 metres. There's a big fella, Dale Watson, who's always good for a go forward. And he's just up over his own 20 centre field. Good tackle there by Gretchy and also Webby. Zach Webb, boys. Matty, Zach Webb's first roll into the forward lineup this season. And Webby likes to be busy. I don't know what you guys say.
Watson.
Who was that? Pritchard on Dale Watson. That was an enormous front-on tackle. And immediately Nick Cox puts the ball down deep into the Denman half, and big Dale Watson is not great. I think it took the gas out in there big time. He's up on his feet, and good on him. But that was the best hit I've seen this year.
Great fun. He lined him up in front of Melbourne.
That's going to make
He didn't miss him at all. And I just want to get back to his Webby on the attack straight away, taking the ball, go forward, boys. It's a new role for Webby. He's been a back all his adult life, I think. And as Benkovic takes the ball forward and gets a penalty there from Paul Taylor, our referee up from the Central Coast. And Denman are going to have the penalty about 35 metres out from the Singleton line, centre field. Just a quick word on Webby there, Matty and Reggie. What's your thoughts, quickly?
I think he's got a head for the forwards.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for that in-depth comment. Here's Adam Hamilton in his role as the go-forward boy. Indeed, he needs to have some ball security there, Hemo, and he takes it inside the 10, just right of the uprights. Gretchy at dummy half, long pass out to Ruizy, short pass on to Benkovic, and he beats one, but they come again, led by Jake Willis and also TJ. Gretchy at dummy half, comes out the left, unders play with Tommy Mann, goes straight to the post. He's only a millimetre short, Tommy Mann trying to get it over. Good tackle around the legs by TJ. Here's Gretchy again from dummy half, jumps out, short pass to Benkovic. He swivels in the tackle, he's trying to get it down. No, he's held by about 4 Singleton players directly under the post, a couple of metres out. Need to get it out wide. Jacob Ellis is screaming for it. Short pass on to Isaac McCormack. Yep. That's a beautiful move there, and I think he's learned from the likes of certainly Jared Wicks and Daniel Ritter, a.k. Daniel Hugerworth and Liam Forum, and there you have it, the Gretchen Isaac McCormack combination. Great work from the Denman boys. First points of the match, 4-0.
Great vision from Isaac McCormack, the way he hit that gap too.
Ran a good line. It was a good lead up there. They held it well, the forwards, and good lead up work indeed.
You got to wonder, boys, was that a structured play? Being that there was two short plays under the post, Benko. You just don't do that, do you? But what it did,
I think you're right.
Drag the players in.
Absolutely.
Left that edge vacant, and McCormack's run a cracking line, cracking unders line, mate, untouched.
The thing about that is they may have learnt because they've got plenty of against them over the last few weeks. Two of the boys that have Daniel Ritter, Jared Wicks, and Liam Forum is with Hoogs sensational at it.
Part of their game.
Here's Lukey Ruiz, first game back from his sojourn over into the United States, and a welcome return to Lukey Ruiz, and he converts that 6-0. And we've only had 2 minutes of play, boys.
Mate, it's getting tough out there to see. You can actually smell that stuff coming out.
No, it's a smoke. Yeah, it's a haze. It's definitely bushfire somewhere.
Well, you try and call that bottom corner later on in the second half.
No, it's hard enough as it is now.
Here we go. Will Newhouse.
Kick off for Will, and Will puts it deep. The ball, I can barely see that ball. Daniel Ellis is under it, and he gives it off to, is that Isaac? Yes, it is. I think Isaac's in the front row spot. He looks like he's on his own 20-metre line. Takes the ball forward. There's Pritchard, and he goes forward again. Held good tackle there by TJ and Zach Solomon. Here's Benkovic. Goes forward again. Just shy of their own 40, Denman. Gretchy at dummy half, gets up, jumps out, gives out the back to Ruizy. Luke Ruiz gets the ball, he puts a deep kick down, and Chalker's under it. Great take from Brendan Chalker, goes forward, nearly beats the first one, but good tackle from Reynard and also Jacob Ellis. 32 metres out from his own line. There's Bailey Schultz, and Schultz, he takes it forward, and he's hitting a good tackle. No, it's a one-on-one strip from Pritchard, boys, and he's got the ball centre field, about 35 out from the Singleton line. He fell awkwardly there, Pritch, but he's up and plays the ball onto Gretchy, onto Hamo, and Hamo takes the ball forward and he finds himself a good 10-metre gain there. Centre field again, pressures on the Singleton boys here in defence. Gretchy runs across field, gives an inside ball to Isaac McCormick, who charges up to the 10-metre line. Centre field again, ball goes to Benkovic, out the back to Jacob Ellis. Long pass out to brother Daniel, on to over the back to Logan. Logan's going to the try line. Is he over? He's beat 2 in the corner here, fellas.
That's actually 3 tackles. You've got Bailey, you've got Chalker out the back there. And I just can't see the other guy that's missed it, but that's just some really poor defence from Singleton.
It was Schultze, Bailey Schultze and
Schultze, Chalker, and just can't
the third
make out.
Argent, is it?
Cody Argent, yeah. So the 3 guys there, they've made
I thought he was going to get bundled out of touch.
There was a 3-metre corridor there that he had to work with inside the touchline, and how he's done that, that looked like Matrix stuff. That
beats the hell out of me, I tell you what. He had more moves than Keanu Reeves in Logan Ellis. But good early try scoring feats here to the Devils.
Good cut out early too. Benko missed 2 and hit the winger.
They did well. Really big go forward by the boys there. Lukey Roos is going to try and convert this, and he's 35 metres out from his own line, from the tie. I'll get it right in a second. The Greyhounds line, he's about half a metre in from touch. So here's Lukey Roos, he moves in. This is about as hard as it gets. I tell you what, he scored that straight over the post, fellas. 12-0.
It's like that good long drive you do down, you hear it off the club and you go, that was a great one. And that, as soon as he struck that,
can't say he's ever done that.
Matty, this is a big test for both sides here.
Matty,
this is a big test for both sides here before the kick-off. A big test to see if Singleton can regroup. We've only had 5.5 minutes of play, but Denman haven't found themselves at 12-0 up this season so far. So it's a really big test for both sides to see how they go on with it from here.
McCormick's just making metre after metre. That's
really good. The forwards have been outstanding in the opening minutes. He's Zachy Webb going forward. He's relished this role at second race to start with.
He's jumped into it, sir.
Here's Gretsch. He takes off from dummy half in behind the ruck and he runs straight into the arms of Ethan Edwards and he belts him. He's on his own 40-metre line. Benkovic at dummy half. Out the back to Pritchard, and Pritchard goes forward. He's just shy of halfway. Denman have got a good back line there. Benkovic's first receiver out onto the left, but Gretchy goes himself and puts it deep. They need that ball to pull up. It's into the corner. I think it is going to pull up, boys. What a kick. Benkovic's first there. Also Adam Hamilton. And they go forward, and someone's down there. Is that Hemo?
No, he's out the back.
Benkovic.
That's Benkovic. He's hurt himself. Someone's come over the top, and Benkovic's down with a leg injury. I don't know what's going on there. Someone come over the top and collected him. Anyway, the Singleton boys are out to their own 20. He's jogging on it in the background there. Good run from dummy half. Is that Will Newenhouse?
Will Newenhouse. He's playing in the centre today, mate.
That's his role. He goes well there.
Yeah, there's
TJ. He goes forward. Very dangerous there. He dribbles that. He's lost that ball in that tackle.
Strip from Adam Hamilton, and he's called
absolutely.
the out.
We're looking for that. We're looking for the jumps from both hookers. From Gretchy's been out once. That's TJ's first out once on both of them. 10 metres each there, Benko. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a big part of their games tonight.
I don't like the looks of my young fella, unfortunately. I don't know. I hope it's not the knee.
Bit of a stinger, mate. Bit of a stinger.
Yeah. He's down. He's walking, but he's walking very, very gingerly, mate. It's not looking great.
Dust it off.
Might be just a little bit of a leg injury. At the back, that was I thought that was a Denman feed, boys, but Cody Argent's got the ball from the scrum base. He goes forward, just shy of halfway. TJ at dummy half gives the ball on to Solomon, and Solomon charges into the Denman defence. Over halfway now, the Singleton Greyhounds. TJ's at dummy half. Tommy Johnson, that is, for everyone listening. Gives a long pass out to Jakey Smith. Unders to Ethan Edwards, and he goes straight forward. He gets out of one. Flimsy attack defence there, but he goes forward and he's tackled. Finished off by Gretchy. Ball goes out to the left-hand side. Jake Smith, big cut-out pass over to Morgan Emity, and Emity tries to beat one, but they go backwards there, the Singleton boys. They're on still on the 40-metre line. Here's Will Newenhouse. Darts out a dummy half, does what he does best. He always beats the first player. He's tackled about 30 out from the Denman line. It's the last. Ball goes out to Jakey Smith. Very, very hazy down that end of the third, like you said. I cannot see that ball in mid-air, boys. Who's under it there? Is that Logan Ellis? Logan Ellis gets the ball and he's dragged to the ground. He's about 10 metres out from his own line. Ball goes on to Jacob. Oh, that's Daniel. My apologies. Daniel gets the ball and he's up to about 15 metres out from his own line. I think that's Reynard, is it? Reynard takes the ball there. He's Gretchy from dummy half, and Gretchy is got the ball and he's up to his own 30-metre line.
Another 12 metres, mate. Easy.
And Benkovic gets the ball and he charges forward. He's over that little bit of a leg injury. It's the last. They're on their own 40. Denman, they need to get it downtown. Little bit of a jig there. Ball goes over the head of Schultze and it comes to Brandon Chalker, and Chalker picks it up 10 metres out from his own line, right down in the corner here. And he does well. He beats it away, but he's dumped it. It's offside play there. So it's accidental offside.
There's number 4 there.
Someone, I think it's the Denman player that's suffered it. There's a couple of boys there.
Bit of a head clash.
A bit of a head clash there between Logan Ellis and Chalker and Brandon. Is it Brendan or Brandon? Brendan. My apologies to Brendan. He's down there. He'll receive treatment now. So it's a turnover there. They both boys fell awkwardly there.
The Denman boys coming off their own line there, Benko, mate. There was only about a 30 or 35 metre gain coming off the line before they had to kick, but a great kick it was. Got them down to within 25 metres of the Singleton line.
It was a lucky kick, Matty, because Lukey Ruiz had to step around the charging Singleton player, and I thought he was going to get nailed in possession on the last, but he got a kick away, and it went over Schultze's head, and Brandon fielded it on his own 10-metre line. So we've got a little break in the play here. It's 12 points to nil in the Bengalla Group 21 round 6 clash. We've had 11 minutes of play.
Got Logan Ellis down getting treatment as well here on the sideline.
A bit of a bump on the head. So it did definitely look like a head clash, because Logan's getting definitely some treatment there. He looks like he may have a bit of a gash, and Brendan's certainly taken a little bit of time to get up, which is our second sort of head clash incident tonight, boys. So getting a bit of water.
He might have a little bit of blood coming out of the back of the melon there, Logie, and he's just getting it treated by Peter Ball.
Looks like Brendan's got the same. They get a bit of the magic water there to give him a bit of a wash.
I'm pretty sure both teams will enjoy this little bit of break in play, fellas.
I was going to say that Benny's carrying away maybe a tooth. He's got a cup of hot water, I'd suggest, and he's taken a... I'm not sure what's in that cup, but I'm going to say it's a tooth or two.
Jacob Ellis just went over to see how his brother was, boys. Also Daniel. Daniel got a bit of a belt to the head there as well.
Mark Fogarty comes into the match for Singleton in number 17.
Thanks for that, Reggie. I was just about to ask you who Foggo has come on.
Yeah. Jumping from dummy half again, boys. Gretchy, another 12 metres. Easy, Benko.
Yeah.
I'm back on.
Here's the scrum through from Cox, and Cox gives the ball out to Jakey Smith, and Jakey Smith gets it onto that man, Will Newhouse. It's so deadly. Look at that. He nearly beat the first player, and only the fact that Daniel Ellis has probably got the same speed as Will Newhouse, he allowed him to take him there. The next play up, Singleton just shy of their own 40. Good tackle from Zach Webb there. Here's the ball onto Fogarty, and Fogarty goes forward. Good tackle there by Tommy Mann. Just over the 40s, 5 shy of halfway. Tommy Johnson at dummy half goes forward, and he runs into the waiting arms right on the halfway line of Tommy Mann. So here's Singleton. They go to the left. Nick Cox gets it onto Jake Smith, and Jake Smith puts a deep kick down to that left-hand corner. It's looking for touch. Has it gone over touch line? Yes, it has. Jesse Rudder's over in that far touch, Judge, boys.
I'm glad you could see him.
Have you seen conditions like this for a while? I don't know if it's showing up on the video, but
yeah, it is. Yeah, I've just got the note. It's showing up on the video. It's smoke, but it's coming in with fog as well. So
it's a tough gig out there. I'm sure the boys are going to be struggling.
I'd be putting high balls up all night now.
Wouldn't you? Definitely.
Into the lights.
Yep.
It's 12-0 here. We've had about 13 minutes of play here. 12-0 in favour of the home team, Denman, in the Bengalla round 6 competition. Scrum feed to Denman. Gets it on to Adam Hamilton. He charges forward. He gets out of one tackle. He's struggling to get the big fella down. He stands in the tackle and he gets out to his own 20. Gretchy at dummy half, and they get a penalty away. Adam Hamilton, he takes a quick tap, goes forward, and he gets to about the 30, 35. The big fella goes well there, and he's monstered by 3 Singleton defenders. Gretchy at dummy half, short blind here on the left-hand side, but they elect to go to the right, and Pritchard's that man who receives it, gets it up over his own 40. Good tackle by Ethan Edwards there, plus Fogarty. Here's Benkovic. Benkovic takes the ball forward, hitting a good tackle there, just shy of halfway. Solomon was one of the defenders, along with Dale Watson. Here's Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis dummies outside, inside, gives it on the outside to his brother Daniel, who's up over halfway. I think that's the 4th. Jacob at dummy half, onto Adam Gretsch. Adam Gretsch gets the ball onto Pritchard. He tips it on to Isaac McCormick, out to Webby, 3 forwards in a row. He's driven back, but Webby gets the ball away to Adam Hamilton. Hamilton goes forward. They're trying to get the big fella up, and they strip it. 2-man strip, I believe, fellas, there, and there's a penalty. Paul Taylor has given a penalty, so it's a repeat set of 6 here for the Denman Devils. Gretchy's going to kick for touch. They're on the 30 metres out. Matty?
Taking the 2, mate, or not?
Nah, the kick for touch.
Yeah,
I would have been inclined to take the 2, you know.
27
You
out.
never know.
Yeah.
Here's Mick McMorrow, and he's going to take the tap forward, and he goes on the tap restart, and he gets 15 metres out from the Singleton line. Looking for a quick play the ball. Gretsch at dummy half, long pass out the back to Reezy, short pass to Benkovic. He chinks off the left and goes forward. He's 10 metres out, directly in front. Options left and right to Gretsch. He comes to the left, unders play to Pritchard, runs across field, comes into a good tackle, unloads it onto McCormick. Short pass on to, who was that? Was that out there? I can't see, but he got hit in a great tackle from Morgan Emity. Ball comes on to Isaac McCormick. Beats one, goes forward, he's still standing, he's charging forward to the line, he's only a metre short. Gretsch at dummy half, long pass out the back to Lukey Ruiz. Out the wide, out goes over Jacob Ellis's hands on to Logan Ellis is going to score in the corner. No, he's called it forward.
Wow.
There's no way that was forward, boys.
Tough gig.
No chance in hell that was forward.
Tough gig. That was 2 great balls. That was two great balls. One from Reece. Reece was the first one, then Ellis the second one, mate. Those are two great balls.
Well, I'm glad you said it, Matty, because I don't want people to think that I'm, calling it for a Denman, but there's no way that second pass was forward, mate. They were beautiful passes.
Well, we'll have a look when Benny,
anyway,
on the camera there, Matty was right in line with it. We might be able to see that one on the replay later on, but it...
well, let's call it out. The ball went from dummy half, from Lukey Ruiz.
I thought it was a good ball.
Lukey Ruiz, the ball went from Lukey Ruiz over the head of Jacob Ellis into Daniel Ellis, and Daniel Ellis cut the centre out into Logan Ellis, his brother's hands, who scored in the corner for all money. That was a try. Nevertheless, it's a scrum feed to Singleton. The ball goes right out the back line, and Will Newenhouse is tackled by Hemo. And here's Morgan Emity, charges forward from dummy half. He's hit on his own 20. Good tackle from Benkovic and Webb. Here is Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards charges again. Good go forward by Ethan Edwards, Matty Kenny.
Sorry, I was talking to Bailey.
Tommy Johnson. There's some distractions in the background from the young boys. Here's number 10, Lukey Gardner. Lukey Gardner's only 5 shy. This has been a good set here. Go forward by the Singleton boys. Will Newenhouse gets the ball onto Morgan Emity. Emity's got plenty of room to move. He's down the sideline. Who's in the pursuit? And he's tackled there, and a really good tackle there. I can't see who's made that in the fog, but the ball goes there. Is that back on to TJ. TJ gives a long pass out to Lukey Gardner, about 25 metres out. It's the last, by the way, and that ball's stripped. No, it hasn't. He's loose carried it.
What?
Loose carried it directly in the centre of the field. It's going to be a handover on the last to the Denman Devils. That was a really good set of 6, Matt.
Mate, great set of 6 here, Benko, but I think we've lost our way on that last tackle. I don't think we realised it was a last tackle.
I didn't realise it.
A whole lot set as Denman come to the left hand down Singleton's side.
This is really going to cause the damage down this side of the field.
Left hand edge looks to be Denman's edge, yeah.
Here's Benkovic taking the ball forward. He gets to his own 40 and he's hitting a good tackle. Gretchy at dummy half. They've had a couple of good rolls here, both sides. Here's Reynard again. Always good for a go forward, Reynard. Gretchy at dummy half, 10 metres in from touch, just shy of halfway. Ball goes on to Jacob Ellis. He needs to take the defence on. He does, and he gives a long pass out to Zachy Webb to a standing still Adam Hamilton. And Hamilton, has he lost the ball? He has. It's come off his chest into Jake Smith's hand, so it's a turnover right on halfway. Not the best set of 6 for the Denman boys. And anyway, I think that's Dale Watson who's got the ball, and he goes forward. He's inside the Denman half now. There's Zach Solomon, and Solomon charges up over the 40. Good field position here for the Greyhounds. TJ is at dummy half. Plenty of options. On top, Foggo has dropped it cold as a spud. 40 out from the Denman line from dummy half pass of TJ.
He's had a look.
Yeah, he did have a look.
He's had a look, Benko. Simple as that. And again, young bloke. I think he's only a young bloke. I'm going to say he might be 18, possibly 19, into the squad. So, bit of inexperience here, I'd say. There are a few big fellas coming at him.
So we've got 12-0 here on the Bengalla Group 21 clash. Just under 22 minutes to go here in the first half. It's 12-0 to the home side, Denman.
Well, I noticed that Jai Bailey's starting to make some changes down here. It looks like Matty Brock's going to go out there to put some sting into the attack for the Singleton Greyhounds.
Here's Jacob Ellis feeding the scrum. He gives the ball on to McMorrow, and McMorrow charges up. He's about 35 out from his own line. Very foggy in that far corner, fellas. Here's Isaac McCormick from pass from Gretchen. He charges up over the 40, just shy of halfway. The defence is very quick here. Here's Webby. Gets up over halfway, hitting a good tackle from TJ. Ball goes short to Benkovic. A great run from him. He gets up over the 40, beats 1, beats 2, and he's monstered. How many tackles in there? 5. Good run. Gritchy, dummy half, comes out to the right onto Lukey Reese. Short pass, it goes nowhere, but it comes off. That could have been dangerous. There was no fullback in place at the back there. A planned move, but well done by Dale Watson. Here's the ball onto Ethan Edwards, and Ethan Edwards gets the ball. He's charged it up, just shy of his own 40. Very lucky there, Matty. Jacob Ellis was one of those runners, and thank goodness it hit Dale Watson, and he stopped it to regain it.
Mate, it was all over by the shout, and there we've got 2 changes there. We've got Carl Gilmore coming on for Lukey Gardner and Matty Brock on for Zach Solomon. So 2 front rower changes, which I think were a bit critical of the last game, Reggie, where the front rowers weren't changed out enough. A little bit of interjection there, mate. We're 21 minutes to go in the half.
Here's Cox with the midfield bomb up. It's fitting. I can't see it. I don't know who's going to get
Adam
it.
Hamilton.
It's gone over Adam Hamilton's hands. It's tapped down by Will Newhouse onto Morgan Emity. Did he touch it? It's 6 to go. Morgan Emity takes the tackle. And they're 20 metres out from the Denman line. They need to field those high bombs. Ball goes on to, I can't see who that is, fellas. Is that Ethan Edwards?
Penalty for offside there.
No, penalty offside. You've got better eyes than me, Reggie. So
I can barely make it
Singleton are going to have a penalty there. I think that's their first penalty of the game. TJ's going to take the tap restart. He gives it on to
Matty Brock.
Matty Brock. Okay, I'll get my names right here from the Singleton reserve bench. TJ right under the goal post. Ball goes out to Cox. Cox shows 1. He gives it on to Fogarty. Fogarty charges at the Ellis boys, and he's tackled there. They're only 10 out. Ball goes out wide to Cox again. Short pass on to, I can't see who is that, Fogarty, number 14, fellas?
No, Matty Brock.
Matty Brock
again. Quick play the ball they're looking for. Ball goes out the back to Jakey Smith. Gets under 1. Flick passes it back to Dale Watson. He charges to the line. He's just shy. 3 players onto him there. It's about the 3rd. TJ might go himself from dummy half early in the tackle count, fellas. No, he doesn't. He gives a short pass. He's over.
Another wide one, similar.
Was that Matty Brock, fellas?
Can't see. I think it might have been.
Can't see who it is.
I think it might have been Carl Gilmore that's just come onto the field.
Could have done too. A nice little gap opened up there, boys. Just a little short play close to the line. I think they just caught the boys napping.
Couple of repeat sets of 6 there helped them immensely, mate. The pressure was right on the Devils, and well done. Every time Tommy Johnson goes to dummy, every time TJ goes to dummy half, boys, it has the defence on edge. Let's be fair to him, because he is so good out of that dummy half role.
Exactly what you said, Benko. Not unusual for him that close to the line. A bit sparse players around, mate. He'll generally go himself.
Yeah.
So he's jumped up, he addresses, he looks, bang, no one there. Matty Brock's running off his edge, and again opened up a good hole there. And
it was identical to the way Isaac McCormick scored from Gritchy. Just that short flat pass out of dummy half, a couple of metres out from the line.
Absolutely deadly in that area. So a little break that Singleton need, obviously, to get back into their game, mate. They're back in their rhythm. They've put together a couple of good sets there coming off there, Benko. Might have Denman on the back foot, but I would not be counting my chickens just yet. The boys Denman are playing some bloody good football, mate.
Out on that left-hand attack for the the greyhounds, boys. Will Newenhouse and Morgan Amity have been very, very good.
Morgan Amity, mate. He's again. He's an under 18 player, but he's got speed to burn, and he will not lay down. He's a strong lad, young Magpies boy, and mate, with Will and him, like that combination, Will and him put together a minute ago. What was that? 30 metres, mate. Thereabouts. A good run down the left edge, but similarly, Denman's left edge.
Yeah, it'll be 12 points to 6 here. Will Newenhouse will not miss this right in front. We've had about 23 minutes of play. It is now 12 points to 6. He converts that easy as you like, Will Newenhouse.
I'm glad you backed him in. I remember seeing Steve Hinchin miss one from in front.
Oh, that was last week.
Who backed you in? Who put the Como's course in?
This bloke right here. 150th game right in front. The massive gale got hold of it.
Just want to let you both know. I don't think I've got the double.
Yeah, I haven't looked at mine yet.
I don't even know what.
Who scored
was that
first?
Matty Brock?
Matty Brock.
He went on for someone, but
was Isaac scored the first one for Denman?
Matty Brock went on for the other front row of it.
Well, he went on for Zach Simon. He went on for.
Great tackle from Reynard Ladigan off the kick restart, straight around the legs to number 16.
Number 16 is Matty Brock.
Matty Brock, that's the man who scored, yep. Here's Foggo. Young boy Fogarty goes forward. A great
driving.
That's a one-on-one strip. He laid off. Gretchy laid off that tackle, boys. I thought that was fair income. That was a decent.
What two in there though?
Once he's one and fall off, that's still two people.
Yes.
I thought that was allowed.
No.
Once
I thought if there's two players in there, one drops off.
No.
Okay.
Still counted as a two.
Shane Hayne will get on to you about that one as well.
Well, of course he will.
Which I don't think's right. I don't think once he's full off, it's still a one-on-one strip. I'm with you.
I thought I heard Ray Warren last night say if two players are in the tackle and one drops off, he can still strip it.
What would he know? He's not on the footy fever team. He's not on the footy fever team.
Here we go. Singleton, good field position here inside the Denman half. Centre field, they're about 25 metres out. Tommy Johnson goes across field, gives a long ball out to Jake Smith, who's been deadly. Out to Will Newenhouse, gets around Adam Hamilton. That's plenty of room to move out there. He scores in the corner. Will Newenhouse.
Great individual effort by Newton. And you know
and he is really making Adam Hamilton pay out there at the moment in defence.
Absolutely. Mate, Will News, again, his feet moving 1,000 mile an hour. Adam's just, look, a strong lad, a quick lad, but I don't think he's any match up there at the moment. I think if Denman don't show up there right edge, it's going to be a fest down that side, that's for sure.
Well, boys, I'm having dinner tonight, so you've got it. I'm going to eat tonight because I've got the double. That'll do, man.
That's if Isaac scored the first one.
Oh, Isaac did score the first one.
Are you
That'll
sure?
absolutely do.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Are you sure?
That Joe Wicks ball.
You sure?
Yes.
Was that the second try or the first one?
That's the first one.
Well, Denman have been their only worst enemies here. There's 15 minutes to go, and this could be 12 all.
Then?
I think that was just a couple of packets.
This could be 12 all, fellas, and they led 12-0, and they've really let them back into the game with a couple of silly penalties.
Yeah. Well, a couple of back-to-backs didn't help them down on that line there, that's for sure. And a tough gig, an offside penalty on their line certainly doesn't help them. But look, this one's going to have to come into it, Benko.
Yeah,
mate. You get out in front. You've got to hold that lead. That's what it's all about.
So we've got under 15 minutes to go, and Will Newenhouse is going to try and convert his own try, and I'd imagine he's about a metre in from touch out there.
Mate, zero wind.
About 25 metres out from the
Give
line.
or take. Well, there's the 30s in between, 27, thereabouts.
Close enough.
I'm going to go 27.
We're lucky to see that far.
Signs over
there. Yeah, I can spot the signs now.
You've got him now. He's going to be in the area. It'll be a good
win, Reggie.
$250, boys.
You are
unbelievable.
Thanks very much.
$250.
No, I didn't.
To his extra drive, mate, thanks.
That'll do me.
Jeez, he's nearly fell over there.
Bang.
Fell over.
Wow.
Here's Will Newenhouse trying to convert his own try to make it 12 all. Under 14 minutes to go. He's a good kick, this bloke. Steps in. Strikes it.
That's a good looking
It
kick.
looks good. Has it got the legs? I think it's just over the post. 12 all here at Denman Oval. Well, the Devils, they've let a 12-0 lead disintegrate, and it's all square up here now. Under 14 minutes to go on the Bengalla. Group 21 round 6 clash out here at Denman Oval. First half. Adam Hamilton with the restart. Adam Hamilton, Matty Kenny, Adam Hamilton for mine. Reggie, he needs to really be smart about his defence with Will Neuenhuis. He's moving on way too quick on Willie Neuenhuis at the moment, and Will, with his leg speed, is just making him pay and getting around him too easy.
Absolutely, mate. But he's also got a centre, a back row, and a winger out there as well. That should be helping him out. There's more to that right edge than just one guy.
Yep. Dale Watson takes the ball now up over his own 20. Jakey Smith's playing well down that left side as well. Good tackle by Hamo there. Still two players not happy with the mark, the referee. Ball goes on to Watson, and Watson charges into the Denman defence. Good tackle from Hamo again. He's out to his own 40. Centre field Johnson out to Jakey Smith. Jakey Smith gives the ball on to Ethan Edwards. Good tackle right on the halfway line there. It's by Luke Ruiz. It's the last. Here's Jake Smith. Puts the ball down centre field. It goes over. No, it doesn't. Daniel Ellis has collected that ball about 10 out. Centre field from his own line. He goes himself. He tries to fade the pass out to Logan. It's knocked down. That came off a Singleton player, Matty Kenny. I'm not sure what that ruling now. I'm sure that ball from Daniel Ellis went into a Singleton player's hands, but there's 60. They've called it here. Easy turnover again to the Singleton Greyhounds. They're 5 metres out from the Denman line. Daniel trying to pick up his brother there, and I thought for sure there was a Denman hand in that pass. Nevertheless,
6 to go there, boys. And again, another back-to-back. This could be damage, and he's got time off there.
It was that number 16 was Brock. He's getting a bit fired up in there, and that's why I'd say he was sent out there. But
it's a penalty to Singleton here, about 3 metres out from the Denman line. I think he was all over him like a rash in that play the ball. Paul Taylor is the referee. He's not going to put up with any of that at the moment. Very hard to see down there, boys. But anyway, it's a Singleton penalty. They've got a repeat here. Gretschy's putting his case forward. Singleton restart onto Brock, and Brock goes under a bit of a high shot from Gretschy. He's only a metre out from the Denman line. Pressure right on. Ball goes short there. Is that a knock on? I think it is. He has ruled a knock on. Well, a big turnover there against Singleton there. That was Fogarty, first receiver from that long pass, boys. Pressure relief is off the Denman Devils. 12 all here with under 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, good stuff again. The pressure put on there. I don't know that we had to. Singleton had to force that pass.
It's just it was just like Daniel Ellis. I'm not saying. I don't know if Daniel had to force that pass. He probably should have took the tackle, but he was looking for his brother out wide. Here's Adam Hamilton from the scrum base. He goes forward, standing a bit flat there. Hamo.
A penalty then?
Yeah, that's a scrum offside penalty.
I've never seen one of them in. No, it's a penalty.
Yes, it is. It's it's a differential penalty.
That's a long time since I've seen one of those penalties, I'll tell you that right now.
No, has he failed to find touch again? No, what's going on? He has. He's found touch. Jesse Rudder's got the flag up. They didn't need that. Who kicked for touch there, boys?
I don't know.
Jacob Ellis. It would have been a repeat from last week when Jacob Ellis at Aberdeen failed.
So it's a scrum.
Me. Very, very lucky there for the Denman boys. Coach killer
there with the not finding touch. So middle of the field again, a real good attacking position for Denman. 40 metres out or 42 metres out, ready to set for a good edge. What do you think, mate? I think he's going to come left and look up with the Ellis brothers. Yep.
Well, long pass out to Jacob, under to his brother, wrap around to Jacob. Jacob's going to go himself. He's got plenty of speed. He's going to beat them all down to the side into the corner. Good wrap around play with brother Daniel. Scores into the left-hand corner. Points to the Denman team. It is now 16 points to 12. Well, that was a set move.
Mate, it's exactly what we called, didn't it? We called it coming down the left, linking up with the Ellis boys, and it's, mate, they're reading each other's play. A nice little wrap, a simple move that. It's nothing outlandish. It's just a simple wrap around, gain the extra man, and of course with a man with speed like Ellis or all the Ellis boys, you can put the glasses down.
Jacob, he's finally taken on the defence, and that's what he does best, and that was a sensational move with his brother Daniel. Little wraparound play with a decoy runner coming between Daniel and Jacob, and he give it out the back to to Jacob, and Jacob found room to move between, I think it was Cody Argent and young Bailey Schultz.
Well, we said there earlier, Benko, that our Denman's left, our right, as in Singleton's right. I should stop calling them our, shouldn't I? While I'm standing in my Singleton gear, it doesn't matter. The Singleton right edge, as opposed to Singleton's left edge, is definitely a game of two sides. We've got Denman running down their left, Singleton running down their left.
Yeah.
And both sides
are deadly.
Are making deadly
mate.
progress there, mate.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Joe Varley's watching that, and I'm sure he's looking at some sort of changes to be made for both sides.
I reckon I could go nearly double or nothing on that double money and put money on that. I'm going to get a message off Jacob Ellis saying, when's that game going up?
Yeah, you reckon? So this is about the third kick that Luke's had.
Call it, Matty. You call it,
Matty. You're back this, if he slots it like the last one, he moves in. Boom. There he goes, mate. He's
just to the left of the upright.
Put the old Como mocker on him, mate, and he's just slotted that to the left side.
16 points to 12 with under 8 minutes to go.
8 minutes into it. So the Singleton boys, they really need a good D set up here, don't they, to bring this game back in. Still looking pretty good out there. Joe's made a few changes, particularly in that front row. I don't know whether he'd be looking to change them back now, 8 minutes before half time. Always the red zone, isn't it?
Here's a kick restart from Willie Newenhouse, and the ball goes down straight into the waiting arms of... Ooh, come under a high shot. I don't know who that is, boys.
Is it Hamo?
Nevertheless,
14.
No, that was this is Pritchard, and he goes forward.
That's not Jackson Ball in 14. That's who I've got down.
You sure? I think it is.
It is?
Yeah.
I can't see from
It is
here.
Jackson Ball. Ball goes out at the right-hand side to Zach Webb, and he goes forward. Steps out of one, and he's picked up there by Dale Watson and another Singleton defender. I can't see who that is. It's Jakey Smith. Ball goes out to the right. Benkovic got a bit of a roving commission from left and right. Good run. He gets up to his own 40. Ball from Gretsch out to Luke Ruiz. The wingers are shy here. This is a good kick here, right into the corner.
Look at the chase.
And look, he needs that ball under Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis gives a pass. It goes to ground. Picked up from Logan. He's got to stay in touch here. Was that touched by a Singleton player, boys?
Yeah, silly move. Silly move.
You can't do a restart like that, Logan. He's actually got to make the mark first.
No, but it's a penalty from throwing him out. He's been caught.
Yeah, I think the referee called held. I'm not 100% sure.
That 14 isn't Jackson Ball.
No, that's Tommy Mann's brother. Is that Tommy Mann's brother?
Is that Mr. Mann?
Jack Mann?
Jack Mann.
Look, I do apologise, but I think that is Jackie Mann. Here's Gretchy.
Big man.
Kick for touch, if you can call it that. So they need to be patient here, the Denman boys. Tap restart. Good, terrible bounce for the Singleton defence there. Here's Tommy Mann. Takes the ball on the tap restart from Gretchy. Gets inside the Singleton 10. Gretchy at dummy half gives a short pass on to who we think it is, Jack Mann. He charges forward. Very good run indeed. Only a couple shy of the line. Gretchy at dummy half. He's got options left and right. Gives out to Lukey Ruiz, and Lukey Ruiz from a standing start goes really nowhere, and he's hitting a really good tackle there. Ball and all tackle from Fogarty, and I think TJ. Ball goes from Gretsch. Short pass to McCormick. Out the back to Adam Hamilton. Adam Hamilton's trying to get through one or two. He's still on his feet, boys, but the referee's called held. He has to play the ball. Ball goes to Webb. He steps off his left, goes forward. He's swung around by the jumper. Goes on to Gretsch. Gretsch tries to beat one. Unloads it. Does he? No, he doesn't. It goes to ground. Too many hands in the ruck there. Bit of a pressure pass from Gretchy, but he tried and chanced his hand.
Gee, I thought he got it away there, Benko. It would have been a cracking ball if he had it.
So Singleton with the ball. He's Will Newenhouse at dummy half. Geez, he really puts pressure on the defence, doesn't he, Will? They have to be on their toes every time he gets to dummy half. He has to be sweet with
Morgan Amity coming off.
Morgan Amity again comes from the far wing to take the ball. They'll give a penalty away if they're not too careful. Jacob Ellis. He's Singleton on the ball to Matty Brock, and Brock goes forward up over his own 40. That was a quick set. That's the last already. TJ at dummy half on to Jake Smith, and Jake Smith puts the ball. He's outside the 40. It's going to go down to Mick McMorrow. He gets it on the bounce, and he gets up over his own 20, goes into the waiting arms, I think, of TJ, Tommy Johnston, and Jakey Smith. Ball goes to Adam Hamilton. Ball security. Adam is... he just tends to lose it a couple of times when least expected, Adam, but he, to his credit, he wants that post-contact meters all the time, Adam. So what's happening there?
Quick play the ball, and we call it Singleton's been caught offside, not square, mate.
I couldn't see the arm go up, my apologies.
A great quick play the ball, and again, Gretchy getting out and running.
Yeah.
Mate, and again, if he hadn't have been the penalty, there was an easy 12 metres. Gretchy's done it again.
Well, here's Isaac McCormick, Matty, looking for touch. They've gone through a few boys trying to find touch in recent weeks, and Isaac has made
He's nailed that one.
He's made no mistake with that, so it's going to be a tap restart right on the 30-metre line. Zach Webb gets the ball. Zach Webb charges forward, and he gets to about 20 out. No, 15 out, and he's hitting a good tackle there there. Gretchy at dummy half, quick play, the ball goes down the blind, tries to scoot in behind the ruck. He's skull dragged to the ground, 5 metres out from the Singleton line. Here's Zach Webb, dummy half. Webby, a bit of a slow play. The ball goes out the back to Isaac McCormick. McCormick goes himself, steps off his left. He's full of running, the big fella, short pressure pass to Adam Hamilton. He's monstered by 2 or 3 defenders. He's trying to drag him into touch, the big fella. It goes out the back. It's gone forward.
It's just a mess.
Just onto it, touched another opposition player there.
Mate, how many times have you mentioned Webby's name tonight, Benko? You said he's made that move from the backs to the forwards in the back row. And wow, what a game he's having.
But the other thing, Matty, is the Denman boys just need to be a little bit patient there. There was a couple of forced passes there that weren't needed. They should be trying to zero it in at the post rather than go down that short side one too many times.
Patience and pressure, mate. Two big avenues of winning a football game. And again, with 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go, with 2 points left in it as the Singleton scrum.
Yeah. Well, they just. I don't know if it's that's 3 times I think they've turned it over here in really good field position.
Within the last 15 minutes of their line.
Here's Bailey Schultz taking the ball out. Really good run from Schultz and he gets out to his own 30. That was a really good run. Ball goes to Morgan Emmett. He comes in off his own wing here, pops it back to TJ. TJ goes forward and he runs straight into the waiting arms of Tommy Mann. Gretchy down below. He's only just short of halfway here. Nick Cox gets the ball onto Cody Argent. Argent dummies and he's hitting a good tackle by Ladigan, and Ladigan gets him 45 metres out. Johnson onto Nick Cox. Nick Cox has got no one on his left, so he has to go himself. He steps around, beats one, which was Tommy Mann. He's hitting a good tackle 40 metres out from the Denman line. TJ dummy half, long pass out to Jake Smith, who's been very prevalent here today. Little kick, it's a little deft kick over the sideline. Yeah, okay. There's no runners. There's under 2 minutes to go here. 16-12. The last thing either side will need now in the last 90 seconds of play, boys, is a try.
Good kicking game for Jakey Smith. Jakey Smith, he's certainly kicking Single out of a whole lot of trouble, keeping the ball right down into Denman's area, mate. He's I like his kicking game. It's developed over the years, and certainly it's something that Singleton uses as a bit of a weapon on the odd occasion. Benko. He's taken the
role over really well. I think most of the kicking will be done by Smithy here tonight because Jimmy Bradley's out, and he's doing a damn good job, Smithy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's going to be a Denman scrum food here. They go down to a short blind. I don't know what's going on. Here's a little grubber kick through. Daniel Ellis is in front at the moment. The ball bounces kindly for him. But Morgan Amity, to his credit, I think has rounded him up and put him into touch. 32 metres out.
Great tackle from Morgan.
They've only got 30-odd seconds to go in this half. So Singleton are going to try and force this scrum very, very quickly. Denman, well, they're not going to be in any hurry to get there.
That's an absolute great chase from Morgan Amity to pull down Daniel Ellis.
It was a smart move,
great move from Denman.
Who kicked that ball?
The short side.
Isaac McCormick
put the grubber in, I'm sure.
Yeah, for Daniel Ellis. And the bounce wasn't great for him, but look, the halftime siren's going to go here. There's in the background, the scrum will not be forced, and that's half-time, boys. On the Bengalla Group 21 clash. It's 16 points to 12 in favour of Denman as we head into the sheds.
Nothing in this at all, as you say, with the scoreline. It's a tough one to be able to call. I think this haze, it's playing a lot on people. There's a young Foggo who's been out there. He's only been out there for 15 minutes. He's down on his haunches, mate. It's a quick game, end to end of the paddock. Tough one to call, boys.
Daniel Ellis is down, still injured over there. He might have had a little bit of a leg injury as we speak. But anyway, both sides are going to the sheds, Reggie.
It is cold, but it's more so the haze. And you'll see it on the video when you watch back on it on YouTube. It is a very thick haze here right across the field. And a fullback's nightmare, I'd have got to say, Matty Kenny.
Mate, like you said, I'd be treating this haze and those lights like the sun at about 3 o'clock on a normal Sunday afternoon, mate. You'd be flogging that ball as high as you could, just into those dark corners, mate.
But the way the light's reflecting and the glare coming off from different directions on that haze, it's we just saw Daniel Ellis. He went into the dressing shed, but he was holding his arm out like it was a shoulder injury.
Just heard on the way back there, mate. It looks like he's out, done a shoulder, can't move it past the horizontal, so it doesn't look good unless, of course, he can get that back into where it should be. But it doesn't look good for him, mate.
Now, some standout performances in this game. Isaac McCormick and Andrew Pritchard, I think, have been absolutely wow factors for
absolutely, mate. McCormick's been sensational, as Webb, as Benko called it. the Ellis combination. You just pick one of them. It doesn't matter which one it is, whether it's Logan, Daniel, Jacob. They're all actually Jacob's playing the game of his life. I think he gapped us here very quickly.
The left-hand side of their attack from both sides has been brilliant. Will Newenhouse on Adam Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's Benko nailed it. Adam Hamilton has to really man up on Will Newenhouse.
Absolutely.
He hasn't been the best defender on him on a one-on-one situation.
Totally
but this little mix-up down here, the boys, Chalker and Bailey Schultz, they let that ball bounce.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been very critical over the past few weeks, but there's been a lot of balls allowed to bounce and touch the ground that should be taken on the full, or at least attacked.
Basic sort of stuff too from a first grade side. You see young bars again, a bit of inexperience. How many times you've seen in a top quality where they are is on the foot on the line. You know, well back from the football, then attack the football when it comes to them, as opposed to standing up in the line, which is where Bars was, and then let the thing bounce over. I don't think he let it bounce over. He just mispositioned there a little.
I think, boys, I don't think we're going to see Daniel Ellis back in this second half.
Just talked about that.
Sorry, fellas. I was off here.
I think he's done the shoulder.
It'd be interesting to see who goes back to fullback. My guess is that it might be Zach Webb, and they'll replace Webby in the forwards with some guys.
Geez, how good's he been in the forwards?
That's a good call.
How good's Webby been in the forwards for him, though? Yeah, look, I like him.
The whole forward pack's been sensational for Denman. I've got to say that.
When it comes to attacking, though, in the attacking position, I reckon he'll defend back there, but just watch him. He'll be as dangerous in attack still, and he's impactive. So
well, Jacob looks for him the whole time, so there's going to be a little bit of a dilemma there for Jacob.
You want to do a shout out too, mate?
Oh, big mate Baz down in John Hunter, mate. He's lost his thong toe.
His thong toe?
His thong toe. Can't wear thongs anymore on one of his foot. But mate, he's down there listening in. He's a stalwart of Group 21 footy. He does the commentary for us down at Singleton Park. Mate, get well, buddy. We'll be down to check you out shortly. But he's listening in on the Footy Fever Mixler web app there, mate. So yeah,
fantastic.
G'day, buddy.
And all the best. I hope they're treating you well down there too.
Boys, did we get on to number 14 for Denman in that half-time break?
I'm going to go for it now, and I'm going to find out.
You go and find out for me. Ball goes there, backwards. Geez, that was lucky from Zach Webb. He collected that ball under his own goalpost and could have went either way, that, and he's taken it out to his own 12-metre line. He's hitting a good tackle from Fogarty. Here's Isaac McCormick. Geez, they have to be careful with their loose carries there, Matty. They're out to their 20.
Absolutely.
Ball goes on to Pritchard. Pritchard tip on to Benkovic, and he gets up over his own 10. His own 20. They're about 23 metres out from their own line. Short pass onto from Gretsch onto Webby. He gets up over his 30-metre line. He's hitting a good tackle there by 3 Singleton defenders. Gretsch out of dummy half, puts a long kick in. It dribbles along the ground. Fogarty picks it up. He's on his own 30, so he's going to get the ball, and he charges back into the Denman defence. Carl Bowd, number 14, boys, that is, for Denman. So we're glad we got to the bottom of that. Well done, Reggie.
Now that you've pointed it out.
It's only taken us 40 minutes.
That's okay.
It's only taken us 40 minutes. Is that Will Newenhouse from dummy half again? He's a good tackle on Denman's 40 from Benkovic and Gretsch. On the attack here, Singleton. It wasn't a great deep kick from Gretschy. Nevertheless, Singleton are on the ball here, and that's Brock. And Brock gets the ball forward. Here's Jakey Smith down this short left, I should say. And they take him there 20 metres out from the Denman line. He's hitting a good tackle from Roos. Adam Hamilton slow to get up. Ball goes from Tommy Johnson onto Jake Smith. Big bomb. Who's under it? Who's there? Is it Logan Ellis is under it? He takes it well. Now he drops it. Accidental offside. Nevertheless, it was probably better than a Singleton player picking that ball up, Matty Kenny.
Absolutely, Matty went high. He committed to the foot. He just couldn't take it again. These conditions, it's a fullback's absolute nightmare. Okay. Accidental offside. He's given the penalty to Singleton. They've marched back about 12 metres or thereabouts, so they're going to take it on.
TJ's taking a quick tap restart. He gives it on to Brock. And Brock charges at the line. He's through 4 metres out from the straight under the goalpost. Here's the ball. Johnson, dummy half onto Dale Watson. Goes around a player. That's a Shepherd.
Obstruction.
It's an old-fashioned Shepherd. He was hitting the tackle anyway, but they got their timing wrong there,
Matty. They did, mate. Just held that ball just a touch long. Probably should have given it to that front runner. I think we don't use the front runner enough, Benko. We go that back runner. That front runner is so deadly on the right line.
I tried to get the reaction off Jai Bailey there, and I don't think he was all that impressed. He's Zach Webb with the tap restart.
Very, very been motionless during the game.
28 metres out, and he charges forward to just shy of the 40. Here's Isaac McCormick, tip onto Benkovic. He steps off his left, he gets over the 40.
Looks like he's come back from that little knock there, Benko, which is great news.
Yeah, very good. Gretchy down the left-hand side onto Jacob Ellis, plays an unders roll with Mitch Pritchard, Andrew Pritchard, and he's picked up right on halfway there and buried into the ground, right on the halfway line. Gretchy, options right and left. Here's Luke Ruiz, short in pass. That was a pressure pass from Ruiz. I don't know why they even attempted that.
He'd have done better just go down the show and go.
What was that?
It was a flat ball. It was behind him. He'd have done better off just to hit the show. Go.
This is a thing that, you know, if I have to be critical in any respect, it's just some little 1%ers like that in recent weeks that's letting the Denman side down, and they just have to pick those 1%ers up, mate, and just try and work. There was not a lot of depth in that all.
No, absolutely no.
They were all too close together.
I don't think it was going to be an anywhere ball at any stage, Beck. I don't think it was going to come off. Again, show, go. Would have been the option.
Here's Nick Cox out the back off the scrum base and gives it on to Bailey Schultz, and he's tackled by his opposing number there, Logan Ellis. This Daniel Ellis from fullback, this might be a big shot in the arm for Singleton, because as I touched on earlier, Zach Webb has gone back to fullback for the Devils, and they will miss Daniel Ellis's chiming in the back line immensely there.
He's been deadly, Benko.
I don't think we can underestimate the loss of Daniel Ellis here.
No, absolutely not.
Singleton on the attack to about 48. Jake Smith again goes forward and he's hitting a good tackle. He unloads, it's going forward, but it's a knock on.
Another pressure ball. Right again. Yep. If there was someone off his hip there, a nice little flick ball would have been fantastic. There was no one off his hip, Benko. Why would you push the ball? Carl Gilmore was a good 5 to 8 metres away from him, the closest player. No way he was going to get to it. But look, again, the pressure balls. Why are we doing it?
Both teams are guilty.
Why are they pushing the footy? Settle into the grind is about all they need to do. Both sides get into the grind now, get into the rhythm, and that whoever settles into that better is probably going to be, like I said at half time, I think whoever comes out of these bench positions is going to be the key to this game.
I think the other thing is, Matty, is that someone's got to play smart. You know, these games are so tight, especially these two teams here that are striving for 2 points on the ladder, mate. And I think the smartest team's got to you've got to be the smartest team. You just can't afford any dumb plays right now. And both teams, a couple of really poor early turnovers.
Absolutely.
5 metres shy of halfway here, and that was Pritchard to play the ball. Ball comes to the right to Lukey Ruiz. Lukey Ruiz gives an inside ball to Isaac McCormick, who gives it on to Webb, who unloads it onto Gretchy, and Gretchy's tackled 45 metres out, 5 metres into the Singleton half. Isaac McCormick at dummy half, gives it on to Benkovic. He goes himself. Go beats one. Jake Smith was that player before Dale Watson came again. Good run from the young fella. They're up over the 30-metre line now. It's the last. Gretchy with the ball. Out to Isaac McCormick. Plenty of time. He puts a high bomb up. It's going to come down about 20 metres out. Who's taken that? That was a great take from someone there. Who was that? Bailey Schultz, Matty?
Bailey Schultz, mate. Bailey Schultz up under the high ball. Great work.
Well done. And that's Morgan Emity, I think, with the ball from dummy half. No, it's not. It's Fogarty. Fogarty goes forward and he's held. I don't know if he was properly held there, but the referee said play the ball. Here's Will Neuenhuis, ever so deadly from dummy half, and he's still going with 3 players hanging off him, just shy of halfway. Ball goes from TJ on to Brock. And Brock, who's been absolutely sensational since he's got on. He bounced out of 3 would-be defenders and he's up over the Denman 40.
That's good go forward, Benko.
TJ with the ball goes out to the right-hand side to Cox. Cox is looking for some runners. He comes to no one and he flips it out the back to Willis. Willis gets a ball on to, who's that? Cody Argent. And Argent there, very, very present there. The Denman boys better be careful. It's the last. Singleton, 21 metres out from the Denman line. Ball goes out the back to Jake Smith. Puts a high ball up. He needs some support. Zach Webb, is he going to catch it in his own in goal? Yes, he does. He had a foot in his own in goal. Smart play there from Zach Webb, Matt.
He'd have been a good metre out, a metre and a half out. He's got that back foot on the try lines. He takes that quick tap, gets Singleton off guard. 30-odd metres out with 3 players in the tackle. I think it's Carl Gilmore and Lukey Gardner, he's back on.
Really good play from Webby. Here's Logan Ellis from dummy half. He takes off from dummy half. He nearly beats one half break there, just on halfway there. Logan Ellis, good speed from dummy half. Here's Reynard Ladigan, I think that is, and he takes the ball forward and he's tackled there, and a good tackle there by the Singleton players. He's into the Singleton half grip at dummy half. Ball comes out the back to Lukey Reese. Reese looks for an inside ball. No one there. He didn't get let to give it to Benkovic, but he goes himself. He's about 38 metres out from the Singleton line. Ball goes out to Isaac McCormick. Long pass over the top. It goes to no one and falls to ground. Reynard Ladigan's got the ball, gives it inside to Logan Ellis. Logan Ellis goes down that short side. Nearly into touch there. I think that's the fourth. Ball comes out the back to Jacob Ellis, onto Isaac McCormick, who's standing as a pivot there all the time now. He takes the ball forward, takes the tackle. Gretsch at dummy half, out to that short side by Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis goes himself. It's the last. There was no kick there at all, boys. I thought they might have looked for a repeat set there. That wasn't a great finish.
I don't know that they're completely aware where they are in the set there, Benko. Very, very loud calls from the referee. You can nearly hear it from here. The fifth tackle options haven't been great for both sides, mate.
No. On that turnover there, Singleton have got the ball and they're on their own 20-metre line, centre field. Ball goes from dummy half. It's knocked down. Is he going to play 6 to go? He has. Referee Paul Taylor. Singleton got 6 to go. I think that's Bailey Schultz from dummy half, and he's monstered in a good tackle from Tommy Mann. Right in the centre of the field, 23 metres out from his own line. Is that Will Newenhouse? Surely it is, yes. It is, as always, goes from dummy half. He makes a very, very valuable 10 metres, hitting a good tackle from Benkovic and Gretsch.
Young Bailey Schultz out the back there looks a bit wounded too, boys, on that right edge.
Morgan Emity with the play. He's been very, very good out the back. Here's Jakey Smith looking for some room to move. He's on the halfway line. Easy surrender tackle there. I don't know if Jakey Smith's 100% there, boys. He went down very, very too easily for my liking.
Yeah, something didn't look right there.
He's carrying. Is that a hamstring? Is he holding the back of his left hammy, boys?
It doesn't the way he come down the left edge, which is the edge we've been talking about all night, and then suddenly it pulls up like very, very quickly. That's
so that's your kicking leg too.
Well, it's a leg that kicks.
He's a left footer.
Oh dear.
Let's see how it goes.
Oh no, that's
Dougie Spencer out there. You know, Weddle just had a little conniption there, but even so, coming down that left side, we were missing a back row. We had our centre and wing in place, but the back row wasn't there, which would have been needed to get that overlap. Dougie Spencer seems to think he's okay.
Couple of positional changes here, fellas. I see the Iceman's come on.
Yes.
He's gone out to the left wing. I think Logan Ellis has gone into the centres. Reynard Ladigan's come to this side of the field. Here's the Iceman's first touch of the ball. He gets the ball and he's fielded it just on his own 30. That was the last for Singleton, and they kicked it from halfway. So it's a Denman ball, short pass on to Zach Webb, and he goes forward. He's good when he charges. There's a little pressure pass there. They just have to be so careful.
They need to cut that out of their game.
Absolutely. There's no need for it. Just get the ball forward, go centre field. Short pass from Webb to Pritchard. Doesn't make too many metres. He gets to the 40, but again, that was a pressure pass.
Didn't need it. A flat ball that any other day could have been called forward.
Just got to go forward, fellas. Half break from Benkovic, who gets just shy of halfway. Gretschy's appealing for a penalty, and he gets it. Jakey Smith was over the top of Benkovic, who gets up to play the ball. Now Gretschy wanted a quick tap restart and didn't get it, but I'm not sure what happened in the tackle there.
Not sure, Benko, but...
it was Jakey Smith that got penalised. Right on halfway, it's a Denman penalty.
First responders are back. I'm going to say it's for Daniel's shoulder, I'd suggest.
Yeah, look, he might have dislocated that, fellas, in that just on half-time, which was a really, really bit of bad luck for young Daniel. Here's the tap restart from Mick McMorrow. He goes on the 30-metre line from on Denman's side of halfway. Gets up and plays the ball. Gretsch with the ball out the back to Luke Ruiz on to Benkovic, and Benkovic standing on the fringe there, and he goes forward, holds it. I think he's trying to find himself 20 metres out centre third from the Singleton line. Slow play the ball, but Gretsch dumps out, gives it on to Pritchard, and Pritchard, I think that might be Pritchard's first touch of the ball in the second half. I do stand corrected.
No.
Gretsch at dummy half, 20 metres out from the Singleton line, goes out the back, short pass to McCormick, on to Reese, short pass to Adam Hamilton. He's dropped it cold as a spud, fellas.
He's not having a great game, I tell you. I think Lukey Reese, he hasn't been as involved as I thought he would be in this game, Bengalla. Certainly, the balls he's been throwing have been great. The plays he's been doing, but I don't know if he's been as involved as I thought he would be coming back off that bit of a spell.
So here we go, scrum feed now. They've got to get out of trouble, Singleton, but Denman put on a bit of pressure. But like you said, Adam Hamilton with those carries, it's on or it's off.
So on too many occasions so far, fellas, there's too many turnovers from both sides in really good field position, and I just hope it doesn't come back to bite one of them big time. He's a quick play the ball. Morgan Emmett, he goes to dummy half, and he's tackled there. Who's that guy making the tackle? He's
Marcus
really is that Zachy Webb? No, it's Logan Ellis with Benkovic. Ball goes to Will Newenhouse, and Newenhouse with room to move. He goes around one, he gets around two. He's hit just shy of halfway. Fair dinkum. How many moves has he made? Really good quick play the ball. Here's Morgan Ebony from dummy up. Look at the Denman defence. Really on their heels here at the moment. Too much ground, easy ground getting made by the Singleton boys. Long pass out to Jake Smith, onto Nick Cox. Ball goes out to the winger. Ball goes out to Bailey Schultz as well forward.
Oh, you're not.
Well, just an interesting thing here. It looks like Zach Webb might have a finger injury, a dislocated finger. He's been screaming to the bench, so...
Yeah, it's done.
The ball won't have any hassles in trying to move that and get that back into place. Just look away, he says. Oh. Don't look at it. Strap it up now. Strap them both up.
Again, another flat ball. Tough to call from on this side, Benko, but gee, that looked flat to me.
I didn't think it was forward, Matt.
Yeah, it looked flat, but either way, we're back at the scrum.
I thought it was a good pass. I thought he was away.
A couple of good balls here from Denman, and again a bit of a square up for Singo there, but look, that was flat as. That was a great ball.
Here's a scrum feed to Denman. Let's see who's the first team to get a repeat set of six, either with a kick into the in goal or a piggyback penalty. And one of the teams need it right now. Gretsch from dummy half. White, don't even think about throwing the ball away. It's Gretschy, I think, did that deliberately, boys. Tell me if I'm wrong. He knew there was a Singleton player down in the background. I'm giving Gretschy a bit of credit for surrendering that tackle, because there was a Singleton boy
potentially
in a bit of pain in the background there.
He's bellowing it. That's young Fogarty, young Mark Fogarty. I think he's down. It's a tough kid, but again, Gretschy, being a seasoned player, he may well have seen that today. We'll throw this. I can hear something not good in the background.
Okay, he doesn't look good, young Foggo.
Another breaking play, but look. Again, score hasn't changed, guys. We're 27 minutes to go in the second half. It hasn't been as dynamic as that first half. The left edge, we said for Single, left edge for Denman, both of them pushing fairly hard. But Singleton, as they come out, look a little bit unstructured down this left side this time. Yeah, not sure what's changed in the dynamics there, boys.
Benko called it. They're standing off on that defence with Will Newenhouse out of dummy half. He's going to tear you to pieces every time.
Newenhouse is just unbelievable at dummy half, and you know it's not rocket science, Matty. It's not rocket science. If you see Will Newenhouse go to dummy half, you need to be alert. You need to be on your toes.
He hasn't looked any different to Will Newenhouse, and that's what I reckon he's gained 10 yards this season. He was quick last year, but I tell you, I think he's quicker again this year again.
And Morgan Emmety's assistance out here on this left-hand attack has just been sensational. Him and Morgan and Will.
An interesting change too to bring Reinhard Ladigan over.
Reinhard's defence. I think Gretschy must have identified that they need a good defender out here, so they've changed Hamo and put Reinhard out here on this right-hand side defence. And
that's exactly what we're talking about. Both. Look, we stood here in the first 15 minutes and identified both left edges. These coaches are great coaches. No doubt they've identified it as well. I was wondering to see who was going to make the change and who was going to then combat that change. Well done.
So Foggo's going to come off. He's got a leg injury, Mark Fogarty, and I don't know who 15 is, Matty.
15's supposed to be Carl Gilmore, but that's not Carl Gilmore, let me assure you.
Okay. I don't want to call him.
That's Tim Lane. Tim Lane's coming in, Matty.
Tim Lane, famous name, Tim Lane.
Changed the Guernseys over. That's who that is.
Okay.
He hasn't even made the sideline.
So he hasn't made the sideline, the poor bugger, and he's too close to the sideline to get the game restarted.
Yeah.
So they need to work this out, fellas. he's got a leg injury. So Denman have got the ball inside their own half, just shy of halfway, and there's Pritchard taking the ball forward. I'm not even sure what tackle that is, but nevertheless, he's just going to play the ball right on the halfway line, short pass to McCormack. McCormack gets up over the halfway line. Have a look at Mark Fogarty here. He's on his own on the sideline, breathing in pain. There's no one there, boys.
No, Dougie's over trying to get some gear for him. I'm not sure what he's doing, but
here's the last tackle, Matty. I'll just butt in, mate. It's the last tackle. They need a good kick here, trying to get it in the in goal. So Gretchy puts the ball over. It bounces. They need a bounce, and it goes forward, and he knocks it on. Does he? Is that a yes? He does. It's a knock on. That's the mistake they were looking for.
The pressure in again. No need for that. No need for that ball to bounce. No,
they should have took it. I think they had plenty of time to catch that on the full, fellas. And young Chalker at the back there, is it, Matty?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Brendan. Yep. Unsure whether he was the one that went up for it, but yeah, they're simple things. And again, as the team develops, as both teams develop, with those younger guys coming through from the 18s, that's a bit of inexperience. I'm going to call that.
Denman need to go through a set play now. They have to. This is where you train.
This is the point where they've had the ball down in crucial field position. They have to score if this set of 6, or worse, get a repeat.
Scrum from the last feed was what? It was a try. See how you go here.
What was that?
An absolute schmozzle. And was that? They've gone the short side again.
Yeah, short side on the first tackle.
Short side down that right end edge.
It was not great.
50 metres.
It was not great.
But have a look at their restarts. Denman's been great. This Daniel Ellis straight through Zealand from a restart. They've made a meal of that one.
That's a coach killer with 25 minutes to go.
Oh yeah.
Dare I say they should not have done that.
Yep. Going to back you on it.
Jacob Ellis was out that left hand side. I'd love to see. I think with Jacob with room to move, get on the outside of your play. He can take on the defence all the time. There's not too many players that are going to beat him in attack. And there's a Cardinal sin, Matty. Who scored there? The ball's gone down from the Singleton pass. I don't know who's dropped it. Denman have got on it and scored a try. Can you believe it? Just to the right of the upright. Unbelievable comedy of errors. But Denman have come away with a 4-pointer.
I can't see anything.
Just play the Benny Hill music right now.
Keystone Cops. We've thrown it over the sideline from Denman. We've had the scrum. Singleton's got the perfect opportunity to reset, regroup, and then push out from there. Suddenly they've ended up with a 6-pointer. How does that happen? Benny's caught it all on the video. I'm going to have to watch that again.
First receiver's overrun the ball. It's tried to catch it back behind him.
I think he had a poop.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Hey? What's the Benny Hill music?
Yeah.
Cue that
I'll
right
tell
now.
you one bloke that'll be happy with that. My young fella who got the ball from the base of that scrum and threw it straight over Mick McMorrow's melon into touch, and then from that, the first pass has gone to ground. Denman have somehow regathered it and scored.
Look, more good luck than good management, boys, and getting over the line there at 20 to 12 with 24 minutes to go.
Do we know who scored that, Matt?
I think it might be this player. Yeah.
It was a Denman player I'm going to go with.
Was it Adam Hamilton?
I think so. He's smiling.
Wow.
Got a smile as big as Luna Park, and well done to him. And a shout out. He did say if he scored, a shout out to his daughter Elkie.
Absolutely.
Well done, Adam.
Absolutely.
Offside! No, a Cardinal sin.
It's just.
Can you believe that's the second one I've seen this year, fellas?
I think that was only like a foot.
Oh my goodness! The first one I saw was in the NRL. St George copped it.
Well, they did it earlier in the ladies' league table, the 18s, whatever match it was.
40 odd points down and then get nailed for an offside.
Oh my goodness! Fair dinkum. What a kick for touch from Isaac McCormack, boys. That's made 40, maybe 35 metres. Denman are going to be on the attack, 15 metres out from the Singleton line.
Let me say, this season in first grade, calling these games, I've seen more offside than what that was.
Yeah, a bit tough.
Yeah, a bit inconsistent, but nevertheless. Pritchard got the ball from the tap restart. He finds himself 5 metres out. Gritchett, dummy half, gives the ball on to Tommy Mann. It's 22 points to 12 here. We've got under 23 minutes to go in the Bengalla Group 21 clash. Ball goes from Gretsch onto Isaac McCormack. Inside pass to Benkovic, and he's tackled 10 metres out centre field from the Singleton line. Gretsch options right and left. Ball goes to the right onto Reese from McCormack. back. He goes himself. They need to be patient. All these little 1% turnovers are just going to kill them eventually. Here's the ball onto McCormack. Long pass over to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis goes across. Well, he goes himself. He's found a gap. It's what we're talking about, boys. And he scored out wide. Jacob Ellis, too much speed.
Absolutely, mate. And again, Jake, you can't leave a guy like that unmarked down that edge,
just
mate.
let him through.
You can't do that.
Nick Cox just let him through. That gave him your room. You don't stand off a player with a speed like that.
We spoke about it, haven't we, boys? Even off air, we've spoken about it. Jacob has to back himself, and I think Bomber touched on it here a couple of weeks ago, Reggie. When last week when he was up against the likes of young Joshy Tickle when Tick came on, he's got to back himself. And on that occasion, he had an inside decoy. The defence was in, probably watching those players, and Jacob just sniffed out the gap and just clapped it on. Superb try.
I don't know whether young Cox has watched Jacob Ellis play before, but you're not going to turn and chase that bloke down, especially that close to the try line.
I think the only guy that has got any chance of catching Jacob Ellis is his brother Daniel or Logan. I don't think I'm far from the truth there because, a family blessed with speed. That's Matty Kenny, boys. Everyone, Matty Kenny in the background playing the Benny Hill music.
Yeah.
Just quickly on a serious matter, young Foggo here, Matty. He's been in some real serious pain. I really hope he's okay there. He's got ice on his leg. He hasn't moved from this sideline here, and the poor kid's in. He doesn't look well.
Doesn't look good at all, and as he's missed that goal.
26 points to 12.
26-12. Young Foggo
conversion.
It looks like a calf slash ankle area, like Achilles.
I think it's up from the ankle, boys. It might be just on the bottom half of the shin.
Yeah. So
anyway,
lower in calf.
I guarantee you one thing, all these blokes on this kick restart will be onside. Ball goes deep down to the corner. Mick McMorrow, what a take from Mick McMorrow. That needed to be done, and well done to the young fella who took it straight out of the arms of Adam Hamilton.
Body on the line.
He did too. That was sensational from McMorrow. Second play goes to Zach Webb, and a great run go forward from Webby. Gets nearly to his 30. Here's Benkovic. Darts in behind the ruck. He's taken a good tackle there by Dale Watson. 35 out from his own line. Isaac McCormack, first receiver, gets up over the 40, straight run. He looks to unload it, or he's looking for a quick play the ball. That he does. Here's Gretchy outside his own 40. Not the greatest of kicks, but it goes straight down to Will Neuenhouse, I think, who's gone back to fullback, boys, there.
Yes.
And he's tackled in a good tackle there by, who is that, Gretchy?
And Hamilton over the top.
And Hamilton over Isaac McCormack over the top, short ball. Can't see that Singleton player. Is that Bailey Schultz?
Argent maybe, or Chalker?
It might be Argent. He's Singleton just shy of halfway. Gets the ball, and is that Morgan Emity? I think that is Morgan Emity. Gets up over halfway. TJ at dummy half, fake dummy half, and goes little mousetrap move. He goes forward, and he's hitting a good hole. Didn't fool Reynard Ladigan. That's why he was put out here, Reynard. Ball goes to Dale Watson, and Watson full of running goes forward, charges into the Denman defence. Last tackle, 30 out. Tommy Johnson out the back to Nick Cox. Nick Cox puts a little midfield bomb. It doesn't go too far. They need to be smart here. The Iceman's under it. It goes forward off a Denman, for a Singleton player into touch. So it's a knock on by the Singleton attack. So it's going to be a Denman restart. Over there, about 20
out to you here, Benko. Watch the Singleton markers. They're standing way too close. That first marker is giving Adam Gretsch that room to move. They're not stepping back. Yeah. They're right up on. I don't know why you do it this day and age. At least an arm length minimum back, but they're right up, and it's giving Adam Gretsch that room to look up and go, well, I can get that little sneaky run there.
Of course you can. So it's an easy one.
I know that's like 1% things, but that's letting them down.
And you're right, Reggie, and we've spoke about it a number of times. Both these teams are guilty of just failing in those little 1%ers, being a little bit impatient, some simple passes going to ground, and Matty, I think it's been very evident here tonight that those push passes, the pressure passes, they've just got to be smart about it.
Got to take him out of the game, Benko.
It's very costly.
It's a simple game, but both sides, they're just that extra element of I just need to push it now.
Yeah.
Yes. The flat balls, the silly balls again earlier, the Denman attack, a little show and go would have been needed. The pass from the scrum straight over the top to the sideline. I mean,
Goodness.
those
And then the
types
drop ball, both sides.
Both sides, exactly right. It's just an element they need to get rid of.
We had some time out there. Jake Willis was down for Singleton, right in the field of play, so he's up and running again now. So it's Denman with the ball in possession, 25 metres out from their own line. Ball goes to Adam Hamilton. Hemo, who charges up over his own 30. Gretsch at dummy half. He's got some options left and right. Short pass to Zach Webb, who gets in, steps off his right, goes back to Hemo, and Hemo gets up over the 40, tries to get through one. He's wrestled to the ground there, about 8 metres shy of halfway. Gretsch at dummy half, flat pass to Pritchard. Pritchard in his customary left foot step back in behind the ruck. Gets to right on the halfway line. He's looking for a quick play the ball. TJ all over him. Ball goes out to back to Reese. Pressure kick. Defence was right up in his face. And Will Newhouse on this occasion, look at him, he collected the ball beautifully. Gets around one, gets around two, and he's coming. Mick McMorrow came again with the help of Reynard, and he's tackled on his own 40, trying to get up and play the ball quick, Will. And the ball goes on to, who is that? I can't see.
Tim Lane.
That's Timmy Lane. Good run from Timmy Lane. He gets to halfway, and he's hitting good tackle from Bengovic and Mick McMorrow. Ball goes out to Ethan Edwards, and Ethan Edwards gets the ball, and he's got a penalty there for a shoulder charge on Isaac McCoy, by Isaac McCoy on Ethan.
I don't know that was warranted.
Anyway, pressure's here. Singleton trying to ease the ball coming straight down our throats. Denman better be careful here. They lead by 14 points with under 17 minutes to go.
Don't tell me he's going to call this back for an... He's going to call it.
He's called timeout again. Someone's injured there.
Pritchard.
It's Pritchard who's down.
Well, we've got the ambulance officers here, so they're attending...
First responders are anyway. I don't think the ambos are they? It's first responder.
Yeah, rightio.
Anyway, timeout again. Timeout again, boys. Denman, I was just going to say, Matty and Reggie, what do you just on your thoughts? Denman need to be really smart here. They need to set a defence right here. If they slacken off with a 14-point lead, I'm telling you now, the likes of Will Newhouse and Jakey Smith and Tommy Johnson will make them pay big time.
If they can get a try in this set of 6, it's going to be very dangerous. This is the danger zone between 16 minutes to go, 26-12, and you're right, Will Newhouse, Jake Smith, that last kick from in play wasn't the best of options.
It was forced. It was forced by Lukey Bruce. He had no room to move, and the defence was down his throat straight away. And whilst we're talking now, Pritchard's gone off. He might have a busted nose. He's holding his nose there.
Doesn't look good.
Who's coming on, boys? Number 15. Is that...
That's Jack.
Yeah, that's the boy, Jack Mann. That's Jack Mann. Young under 18.
Yeah, and how good's that? He actually played in the 18s with 12 men. Backing up for first grade, mate.
Massive effort from Jack, and this is a big.
This
is it. This is the pressure point.
This defence has to be solid. Here's Solomon back on, comes straight into. That's a shoulder charge from Adam Hamilton. I think he tried
to piggyback. That was a shoulder charge.
Yeah, no, he's gone for. I tell you, that's just silly stuff.
Okay, well, it's on the first. Put it that way.
That's exactly what you don't want. Undisciplined, getting in the last 16 minutes of the game.
We talked about it, boys. Denman need to be smart here, not silly and dumb. Here's the ball straight through, and that is Ethan Edwards, and he goes through one would-be tackler. Here's Tommy Johnson out the back to Jake Smith, flat pass to Dale Watson. Watson centre field, gets through one, he's still going. Good post-contact meters from Watson. They're only about 5 out. Big, deep back line left and right for Tommy Johnson to go to. Who's he going? He's going out to Jake Smith on the left-hand side. Unders play with Ethan Edwards. He goes straight into the defence. Good tackle from Benkovic, 3 metres out. Tommy Johnson again. They need to be smart here. Here's Jake Smith, flat pass over to Solomon, and Solomon's held in a good tackle there by Lukey Ruse. He's still fighting the tackle. He gets to play it now. Here's Jake Smith at dummy half onto Ethan Edwards. He steps off his right. He goes charging at the line. He's held up. He's trying to swivel around in the tackle. He's over the line, so he'll be held up and going out. No, he's going to put the ball back. A metre out. Ethan Edwards is going to play it. It's the last. They need to be urgent here. Jake Smith. Long pass out the back to Nick Cox. Nick Cox gets the ball. Puts the kick forward. It's going to bounce. Is it going to go bouncing in Singleton's favour? No, it doesn't. It goes over the sideline, boys.
Probably a better option to go through the hands. But look, he's tried. He's put the foot up. Coxie's kicking game.
I think the players overran Coxie then.
Potentially, Benko. It was a good option.
Yeah.
A good option with a good kick, but I know that Coxie's game is up to that speed. But I tell you, a great option. I think it was one of the right choices.
I think Jake Smith should have punched that in behind the line.
He found himself a dummy half.
Yeah.
Well, who was the first receiver? Who's the... It was Jake Smith out here, wasn't it?
I thought Jake Smith threw the ball from dummy half.
I'm pretty sure, no, he threw that little wild cut out to Cox, so he should have just punched it in behind in that gap.
A good option.
Here's the restart from the base of the scrum. It goes to Jacob Ellis, and Jacob Ellis gets the ball onto Hemo, and Adam Hamilton's tackled 11 metres out from his own line. This is where Denman need to be patient. No stupid penalties. Here's Zach Webb gets the ball, goes forward, and he's hitting a good tackle from Watson and also Tommy Johnson. Gretchy at dummy half gets the ball to Benkovic. He goes in behind the ruck. That's a great run from the young fella. Just shy of 30 metres out.
Absolutely.
Good tackle from Lukey Gardner. Put him to ground. Ball goes on to Tommy Mann. And Tommy Mann, a good set so far. They need to be smart and finish it with a good kick in one of the corners. Gretchy with the ball. Looking to give it. No, he doesn't. He gives it on to Benkovic again. Goes forward, straight in the waiting arms. He gets up over his own 40. Luke Gardner's one of the defenders there. He gets up to play it. Bit of a slow play of the ball. Out the back to Luke Roos. He puts a big kick down, a big torpedo straight down the gullet to Will Newenhouse. It's beautifully taken from Will. Solid speed, and he's hitting a good tackle there by Jacob Ellis. And he's on his own, let's say, 30-metre line. Ball goes out the back to, can't see that number there, fellas.
Yeah,
Cody Argent. He's got the Morgan Emity at dummy half, and Morgan will run himself, and didn't fool Jacob Ellis, who was at marker, and quick out to take him down. Right on the halfway line, fellas. And here's the ball out to Tommy Johnson, first receiver. That's the first time I think Tommy Johnson's ran away from dummy half instead of being dummy half. Ball goes from Will Newenhouse onto Solomon, and Solomon gets to the Denman 30. It's the last tackle. Need to be urgent. Good tackle from Benkovic and Adam Hamilton. Out the back to Jake Smith. Jake Smith puts a long, high kick up. Who's under it? Mick McMorrow goes down to ground. He spills it. I think it better come off a Singleton player first, boys.
No,
I think it did. I think Jesse Rudder's called that, fellas.
No.
Jesse, if you've called that...
No, that's come straight off.
You need a mirror.
Straight off.
Yeah, it did come straight off Mick McMorrow's chest.
Mick McMorrow, absolutely.
Wow, Jesse.
Interesting.
Yeah, tough call again. Benny's caught it all.
Who went up for that, boys? Who went up?
Morgan Amity was.
Morgan Amity went up at the same time, but I didn't see Morgan touch that fella.
He'd absolutely nowhere near
it.
Anyway, Denman with the ball. Adam Hamilton let off quick play the ball. Gretchy tries to. Gretchy's done a beautiful Hollywood there, fellas.
Off the back,
beautiful Hollywood there.
Quick one.
Here's Gretchy running from dummy half. He gets to his own 40. There's under 12 minutes to go. It's 26 points to 12 in favour of Denman. Both teams very crucial, the 2 points out of this. Benkovic charges first receiver. There's a swinging arm in there. I don't know who that was. Was that Lukey Gardner? Don't think it was a swinging arm. He gets up and plays the ball. They need to be smarter here. Is Isaac McCormick from a short standing start. Doesn't go anywhere really. They need to get deep. Gretchy dummy half out the back to Jacob Ellis. Jacob Ellis looks for the pass out the back to Reynard. Is that Reynard? Oh, Lukey Ruiz it was. What sort of a pass was that?
Another pressure pass.
How many times have we said it tonight, Benko?
Oh, my goodness.
How many times have we said it?
What the hell? Anyway, they've given the Singleton Greyhounds a sniff here, Denman, with us. Not really. That was a poor option. Let's be honest.
Geez, they're going down like flies at the moment.
It's a cool night. The boys, towards the end of this game, it's been a fairly long. I say long game, but it goes from end to end to end. There's been a lot of running by the boys.
Matty, tell me. You got 14 points up with roughly 11 minutes to go. You're on your own, let's say, 40-metre line.
Yeah.
Why are we throwing passes like that?
Absolutely no idea.
I don't know.
Denman, again, you call it smart footy. They just need to play smart footy, run their sets down, play their structured football.
Play to a corner.
Get to the kick, push it into the duck corner, and away you go. It should be just basic rudimental football.
And I'll repeat it. You do not give the likes of Tommy Johnson. And if they think Tommy Johnson, Will Newenhouse, and Jake Smith are just going to lay down here, they've got it horribly, horribly wrong, because they will keep coming at you.
Tell them they're dreaming.
Well, we've got the ambulances here for Daniel Ellis and Fogarty, and Fogarty's on the whistle at the moment on the sideline.
I hate to say it, but Foggo didn't look good, boys.
And this player out in the field at the moment doesn't look good either. So
he's on the whistle. I really hope that's not a break, because he's literally walked and not so dragged. He walked himself off, then dragged himself.
Mate, he was hot. He had the ice pack on his leg, Foggo, and look, I hope it's not because that's
mate, he's
not
sucking,
great luck at all.
He's sucking the green whistle there. That's that, and that's great
boys.
stuff.
I'm just going to go and visit him.
I'll tell you, give it to the Singleton boys. They're in a bit of pain.
We've got time out here, boys, at the moment.
Bit of time out, but again, as dynamic as we've called the game tonight, Benko, the edges that we saw as the first half, Denman have made the change. Denman have made the change for. We've called for a stretcher, Benko.
That's what I was trying to say, mate.
Stretcher, mate, coming out. Yeah, okay.
That's really nasty. I don't know who that is. Is that? I'm looking for Morgan Emmety. No, Morgan Emmety's out the back.
Someone with the red boots.
I'm going for Cody. No, Cody's got the yellow boots.
It's not Bailey Schultz, fellas, is it?
He's got orange boots.
That's orange. Yeah, that could be him.
Well, it could very well be.
Yes,
I can't see young.
That's who it is.
He's in the way. Oh, that's no good.
I'll tell you what, boys. It's
had some injuries tonight, fellas.
We have, and our best wishes go to every single player out there that is.
Young Matty Duggan.
Matty Duggan's one of the boys that had the game held up in reserve grade. Reggie, have you got all the lower grade scores you want to quickly go over, mate?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll put you on the spot.
Ladies were
70 to 4.
70 to 4 for the ladies.
Was 30 to 22.
30 to 22.
Great game.
The reserve grade. Come on, boys, you should know the reserve.
Great game. It was 32 points to 12, I believe, in reserve grade before the game was called off with roughly 12 minutes to go.
12 to go.
Yeah, 12 definitely 30 to 22.
In favour, and all those games were in favour of Singleton too, but fellas.
I won't forget that under 18s game. That was a cracking game with 12 points from Denman.
No, it deserves special mention. The Denman boys had 12 players, and Singleton, to their credit, had been undefeated in going into that game.
With 12 players back again, a great game.
They might look the mindset of the Singleton boys. They might have took it a little bit easy too, Matty, and
could have done.
And Denman didn't lay down.
Mate, they've taken the foot off the gas. Obviously, they're well in front. They've taken the foot off the gas, but the likes of young Max Shepperton. He gapped them 2 or 3 times.
And young Charlie Fenton, Chaz Fenton, and Rocky Walker.
Beautiful. Mate, I tell you, they did not give, as did the Denman, the ladies.
Who was that? Alex McNeil.
70-odd mil on the end of a Hyden.
Sorry?
Alex McNeil, was that the fullback?
Alex McNeil, yes, the Denman boys. But we're missing some of the Singleton players. The big number 8 young fella from the juniors.
Tommy Catamandra.
Fantastic game.
Fantastic game.
The 6 and the 4.
There's a future for that kid.
There's a 6.
Yeah, no, great kid. He's played rep footy most of his life.
The young fellow of West I asked you about.
It wasn't Lockie West.
Number 4, I think he was, or 3.
Young Westy, I think he is.
Yeah, that's
Westy. We'll call him Westy.
Number 6 was also instrumental in that Singleton game. But I'll tell you how good it is. Like, we talk about country footy and what we're doing to promote it here. The canteen had to put the roller doors down 15 minutes ago. They've sold out of everything.
Mate, it was a fair crowd here tonight.
It's been great.
A really good crowd here this afternoon.
Very impressed with the canteen taking. So
she's thinning out right now. Of course, she's quite chilly, very still. Very hazy.
Group 21 is alive and pumping.
Bengalla competition.
Full credit to all the clubs.
Yep.
They're going exceptionally well.
A 4-team competition, Benko, and I don't think there's been any enthusiasm lost within the crowd. It's been a good crowd tonight on a Saturday night. Junior League on, of course, but I've seen a lot of Junior League jumpers, etc., running around after the footy. So they've both from the Denman
CRL apparel that you're ordering for our team.
Matty, Singleton always bring a good crowd to every game they go to.
Good following, mate. A good crowd, mate. And again, we love our footy. Stop it.
No, look, in all seriousness, it's been great. And young Ben on the camera, of course, this is his first game. And Dad Troy, yeah. Ben's done a fantastic job, and even the expressions
we'll see how he's done when he finishes.
Mate, the expressions on his face. I know that there was a kick for goal there in the first half, and he followed it all the way from that foggy side in that corner. So 26 points to 12, still 11 minutes to go.
Time out at the moment, fellas. I think that is Bailey Schultz down, boys. There's a couple of, all the boys know each other. I see my young fella having a conversation with, is that Lukey Gardner out there in the middle of the field having a yak? I think it is.
I think it is, actually.
All the boys, I mean, they're good. Some of them are good mates, and I know they get on pretty well.
Well, I don't know whether there'd be any ambulances left here at the moment in the
It's a
area.
damn good call, Reggie.
That's the honest truth. I think there's only
the
about
boys are here. The boys here have got young Foggo. If Foggo has got a broken lower shin in the shin area, well, he might be taking priority over the young Bailey Schultz out there at the moment. But they are bringing the stretcher. The responders are over there now, Matty.
Yep.
Bringing the stretcher for. We think it's Bailey Schultz.
Mate, busy. Well, the first responders were here for Daniel, I think, and haven't left.
And for Matty Duggan.
And Matty, I think they went and come back. But yeah. Either way, we have got so much support here at the moment, which is fantastic.
And a big thank you to those guys too. I know it's their job, but
absolutely.
They do a fantastic job, and to have these guys, especially in rural areas like ours,
well done, boys.
It's a credit, and big thanks on behalf of Bengalla Group 21. I know they're big fans of the Footy Fever.
They all listen to it religiously. There's one bloke down there with half a toe missing. Well, all of a toe missing, actually.
I can tell you right now.
He's out for thongs. We know what not to buy him for Father's Day now.
A pair of masseurs, you reckon?
Thongs are out.
Get him a pair of masseurs. Sign him, Matty, sign him. So, yeah, look, that doesn't sound good, but...
who was that?
Young Foggo down there, Achilles.
Achilles for Foggo.
Yeah, that's not...
that's not great.
No. Well, if he wants to bring it up here, no. Look.
That's what we call it. I said earlier, it's either a calf or an Achilles, and that's it seems to be the... Well, they're painful.
Down to your ankle too.
They're painful. I'll tell you wouldn't know. It doesn't touch to a heart.
Reggie hasn't got out of a walk for 20 years.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. Something you won't stretch. There's only one muscle you stretch.
Well,
so at the moment,
technically not a muscle.
We've spoke about 26 points to 12. The time is off at the moment. There's under 11 minutes to go here in the Group 21 Bengalla clash. Round 6, fellas. Round 6. Who's heading off to Scone tomorrow? This is going to be a really good clash between Scone and Aberdeen. Reggie, you going up?
Well, thanks for putting me on the spot. I have family commitments.
Yeah. Same.
Well, at this stage, I'm going to go up and be a very avid spectator because after listening to Peter Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons?
Yeah,
Fitzsimmons, my apologies, Fitzy. They're not counting themselves out, the Tigers.
No. Yeah, look, they've still got a number. Like we were talking about the guy that walked behind us a while ago, Tyler Campbell.
He's watching.
He's been a fantastic admission into their side. You look at the likes of Liam Ford's kicking game. You can't rule them out, but look, everyone's saying, even the Aberdeen players will turn and tell you at the moment, Scone are head and shoulders above the competition.
At the moment.
That's what I said.
Fitness level.
It's credit to Watson and his training staff that have got them. They've got a great little structure happening with Tomo, their trainer, everyone up there, and they've got a great little family atmosphere. And take nothing away, I looked at it. I was on social media this morning, and the Aberdeen club, who are big on raising the funds for themselves. These are players' payments. Liam Forum and Peter Fitzsimmons out cooking egg and bacon rolls in the morning, and that's what the clubs need to do. Absolutely. Players feeling like they're entitled, that they should just turn up and put their gear on and people pick up the crap. Look, it has to be. You are a part of a club. You're one unit. And the better clubs are the ones that have the players that adapt into that culture and participate. You look at the Scone club, mate, and again, it's why they pride themselves in the most successful rugby league club. Yep. They push out like young Kate Cust. Yes. Made his debut, number 6. Yep. Mate, and absolutely killing it down there. Jock Madden down there with the Tigers. I mean, they're pushing them out and continue to, and I think it's bred early. Yep. You got the Pinnells up there. I mean, they're just a stalwart in that club, and 1,000 other families, no doubt. But it's what boys. Let's have a look at this. I think the game has been called off here. I was just about to say, I know Gretchy had a talk to somebody from the Singleton team, and they've come to an agreement, both these captains and the coaches, by the looks of things, fellas. Well, Gretchy is the coach. It has been called off here now with 11 minutes still on the clock. And look. There's a lot of people out there with young. I think it is Schultzy
26 points to 12. Denman have defeated the Singleton Greyhounds, and the second game in a row. And look,
I think we've run out of first responders.
Yeah, but in saying that, look, it's not good for the boys that have found themselves injured, Paddy. And look, we wish them nothing but the very best to those guys. No, I know that, Reggie.
I think we literally have run out of first responders.
Yeah, and look, another common sense approach, Matty.
Well, again, it's the right decision.
Yeah,
players' welfare is what
totally
is exactly
absolutely. And look, and they cannot move him out there at the moment. And I think the responders are out there talking to him.
Well done to the Denman side. Look, they did turn up tonight to play, and like we knew that there was going to both sides were decimated through injury. So, and work commitments and being out on the, wine tours or wherever.
I just saw a message from Ronnie Pfeiffer. Can you believe it? I haven't seen Ronnie Pfeiffer for years and years, and he's had a go at me. He's had a crack at me. The Fife man has had a crack at me, but good on you. Well, it's good to see that he's listening, and
it's good.
Look, we do get excited because we enjoy the game so much, and we're doing everything we can to promote Group 21.
And country rugby league as well.
Absolutely, and look, the game here, as was the case in reserve grade, has been pulled up. Very similar time frame to go in the match. 12 minutes to go in the reserve match before that game got abandoned. And in this match, it's 26 points to 12 with 11 minutes to go in favour of the Denman Devils, the home team. Round 6 of the Bengalla Group 21 clash, it's a victory to the Denman team. Unfortunately, in saying all that, fellas, there's been a number of players, their welfare has been the main concern.
Absolutely.
We think it's Bailey Schultz out there. Young Foggo has been on the green whistle on the sideline.
He's right now.
Daniel Ellis looked like he may have had a dislocated shoulder. And Matty Duggan in reserve grade as well. So our thoughts and best wishes to all those lads. We're hopeful that there is nothing too sinister about any of those injuries.
And a big thank you to the first responders, of course, and the services they provide to the, in these instances, it's a contact sport, but we do need to send out a special thanks to them. Boys, we're going to pull the pin on it there until next week.
Thanks, Matty.
We're still on the couch.
Thanks, Benny and Troy.
Yes.
Benny and Troy.
We're back on the couch this week. Anyone that wants to come and join us on the couch, more than welcome.
Send some questions through.
Big shout out. I reckon we get Scott Bone down. I reckon we get him on the couch.
Bones would be a great one to come down and have a bit of a look, mate.
On the couch.
Talk to us about the 21, mate. I'm going to head down and see if Foggo wants to let go of that whistle.
Just before we go, guys, I do want to give a bit of a call out to Paul Taylor, the referee.
Yes,
Central Coast.
He's come up and refereed the game here tonight, and I thought he did a fair job. There was a couple of issues, but they weren't his call.
Mate,
the forward passes weren't his call.
Absolutely, they've been called by those touches.
Yeah, so, thank you, Reggie.
No, thank you, guys, and until next fortnight, enjoy your long weekend, and we'll see you on the couch during the week. But that's it from us here at Denman Oval. Of course, Denman running out winners, 26 points to 12. The game called off early.